All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Looch, and this is Eco Global Survival, my community server. We are a little over a month in, so the server is it's pretty mature. Um, I have not been able to stream for 2 weeks because my computer was broken. Uh, the CPU fan didn't work, so I could play for like half an hour at a time. Then I'd have to shut my computer off before it overheated and melted the CPU. But now I have a new computer, so I can stream again. So today, we're not going to do a full server tour today. We'll check out some things, some cool things that people have built. I'm going to do a full server tour this weekend. We're going to shoot the meteor down this weekend. Um, Speaking of which, it's going to be around 12 or 1 o'clock Eastern time, which is 4 or 5 o'clock UTC. It's going to be Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which. If one of those days works better than the other for you, let me know in the Discord. And you know, some people are going to be disappointed because some people have said Saturday and some have said Sunday already, but I'll pick the majority. So, first things first, this light is new. These lights were just added today. I don't know who put those in, but the tunnel was not cool like this last time I did content, right? I'm assuming Tintin, who lives in the tunnel, did this. Um, because they're one of the people that are still active. There's not a lot of people active still. I mean, A, the server's over a month old. B, I haven't been around, and a lot of people like to follow the server via the videos and all that, right? So, hey, Caleb, you got news? What's news, Caleb? So as I was saying, yeah. So, and the whole, I had a big temper tantrum about the economy right before my computer broke, so I know some people were turned off by that. Yeah, this tunnel's looking good. Whoever built this, Tintin or whoever. So I need to try to keep steel in stock. That's been my challenge lately. Logging in for half an hour at a time trying to keep steel in stock. So I do have quite a bit of steel here. 200 flat steel. I could probably make some more rebar. Um, how's my oil products? Oil products are solid. And I filled up some barrels earlier today, so I should have lots of oil stuff. Is there any iron ore for sale? There is not. Occasionally, Breaking Zombies has iron ore for sale. That's it. Limestone. Dini has lots of limestone for sale. Coal. Fuse has a lot. Tintin has some. Let's go buy that coal from Tintin. But yeah, after the meteor gets shot down this weekend, I'll do a full server tour then. So it doesn't make sense for me to do a full server tour today. But there is some things I definitely want to check out. And let me know what my volume levels like and stuff, folks. This is my first time streaming on the new computer. I did a test recording yesterday, and everything. I went right by Tintin's house. Too busy talking, not paying attention to what I was doing. Um, yeah, let me know if I'm loud, if I'm quiet. Like, is my noise gate too aggressive? Am I cutting myself off? Like, can you hear me breathe? Is the mic too close to my face? Just let me know. Because I copied my settings from before, my OBS settings, my mic settings. That doesn't mean they're gonna work the way they did before necessarily, right? So I'll watch it back later and I'll be able to make adjustments. But if there's an issue, let me know. The fact that everybody's quiet, I guess, is a good sign. People aren't screaming, "Oh my God, I can't hear you," or "You're too loud." I'm gonna take that as a good sign. What's the news, Caleb? Come on, can't leave me hanging like that. All right, so there's some coal. Let's go up. Let's buy some limestone from Deanie. You asked out your best friend of 2 or so years, never going to be dating later this year, when she's got herself a bit more mentally ready to trust men after her ex cheated sadly. All right, that is good news. You didn't get friend zoned. Sucks for her that her ex cheated. Hopefully, when she's ready, you two can hit it off. fingers crossed for you. But yeah, that's great news, Caleb. So what was I doing? I was checking something. Oil products. I'm headed out there. Synthetic rubber's not used for much, and somebody, Ishmael, still has 300 available. I've kind of just not made any gasoline lately. I've let Missoni, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I've let them kind of have the oil monopoly or the gas monopoly. I should probably make some epoxy, because I'm gonna use epoxy to make flat steel. Well, yeah, let's head out there. Let's queue up some epoxy. Get on the right side of the road here. Even though there's only one other person on right now, do not need a head-on collision. While we're over here, let's just talk about some of the newer builds as we're traveling. So we got Edible with the Montreal Convention Center and electronic shop. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that Edible is from Montreal, especially with the accent over the E. That just screams Montreal. And I'm from the East Coast of Canada, and there's times I've been talking about things geographically close to me, and Edible like knew what I was talking about, so it made me think that Edible was either from Canada, Eastern Canada specifically, or maybe even New England and had been to this part of Canada. Anyway, I'm the only person to know apart from me and her. Oh well, there's 4 or 5 other people know, Caleb, the other people watching. So I was going to be streaming, but ever since I started watching your channel, I've been doing better in life. So I want to think, that's great. That's awesome, Caleb. I'm glad things are going your way. I have not been as lucky in love as of late. But I should mention, this is Tintin's house. That's Edible's thing. This is Tintin's thing. Okay, so it's limestone and sandstone mixed in. That's nice. There's the flat steel. That's why I like flat steel. I just like the seamless windows, right? Like you can do windows like this. You got all the frames, right? Like each square has its own frame. Flat steel is the only one that has the seamless glass. Since I make flat steel, I'm gonna make some flat steel. And once again, I'm glad there's no fall damage in Eco. We've got Axel's spot. I do really like Axel's floor. I've complimented that before. But hey, while we're here, we'll compliment it again. And then we got Xander's house. Freaking progress. Hope you're having a great day and didn't stay up playing Eco too late. Oh, I definitely have. Not lately, because I haven't been able to play Eco at all. But I definitely have in the past. Well, shouldn't say I haven't been able to play Eco at all. I've been able to play, just not much. And I should probably talk about the whole, maybe I'll make a video about it, the whole pricing debacle that caused me to have a bit of a meltdown in Discord. And well, I just want to say this because my computer died like the same day that I had that meltdown. I'm sure there are people out there that think the computer is an excuse, that I made it up. Believe me, it's real. You can think what you want. My computer, my CPU fan really did break. So this is Sandman's oil field. Sandman's on vacation, so work in progress. Holy crap, Sandman has a lot of pumps. Like I have 6. He has 6, 11, 14. That's 14 pumps. That's crazy. Yeah, Caleb, I got to say, there's nothing better than when you finally, get the courage to ask your crush out, and they say yes. It's a good feeling. I mean, heck, the last time I asked my crush out, she said no, but I was actually so happy that I actually got up the courage to even ask her. I didn't care. There's too many times in my life I just haven't asked. That's a mistake I made when I was younger. Got Ginger Stalker's place here. Okay, so who built this? Does anybody know who built this? Well, let's go see where it leads, and that'll probably tell me who built it, I guess, right? That would be the logical thing to do, but I like the picket fences. This is not a small undertaking. Oh yeah, we'll be able to tell exactly who built this here momentarily. Was this where Bogo lives, maybe? Yes, it is Bogo. So Bogo's somebody who started playing like right around just before or just after when I could stop being on consistently and making content. So I never got a chance to check out Bogo's place. I got to get one of these fancy beds. Well, I need to build myself a whole new house. What I want. I got a lot of things I need to do. And maybe we'll get started on that today. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing for time. Excavator. Can I get in the bucket? No. And we got a truck. And if anybody's wondering why I have a steam truck still and not a normal truck, I don't like how they feel. Oh, wow. Is this a functioning workshop? Like it. More ramps. Where does that lead? Oh, down to some coal. And an oil field. Oh, Bogo has an oil field. So Bogo makes composites so they can supply their own oil products. I guess they got sick of having to come to me for oil. That makes sense. It's nice to have a certain degree of self-sufficiency in this game. It sucks when you need to buy all your, like, everything from everybody, right? Oh, I know. Like, I know. I'm sure there's not many people that think that that was a lie about my PC breaking, but I'm sure there's some. Because, I mean, it was pretty, sketchy timing that the day I have, like, a meltdown on Discord, like, later that day, I'm like, oh, yeah, my computer broke. I can't make content anymore. Like, I can see why people, everybody likes to put on the tinfoil hat and be a conspiracy theorist these days, right? So I understand. Oh, actually, I'm gonna drive like this for a sec. We'll look at Deanie's Ashlar shop here, because there's something behind me over there. I want to make sure it's loaded in. I believe this is Hood's creation. I'm gonna go ahead and give Hood credit. Hood/Durable Door. They play together. Let's probably check before I give credit. Yes, okay, it's Hood. All right, so. Dun, 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 ta-da! Oh, the tree's in the way. The tree's in the way. Get out of the... There we go. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. It's made from what? Mostly, yeah, colored brick with a little bit of mortared sandstone. That's insane. Like, I'm sure you could look up like the pixel dot map for it, but it still would have been incredibly difficult to make. And does it work? Yeah, it works both sides. You gotta come trim your trees though, Hood. You can't see your Mario barely. So yeah, so I'm not sure if that was Hood or Dora or both, but that's awesome. This is one of my favorite things in all 7 servers that somebody's made. Honestly. While we're out here. Okay, this would bother me if I traveled this road. I do come out here occasionally because Breaking Zombies sometimes has iron ore for sale. This is Breaking Zombies' place. They have property elsewhere as well. They also have a store over in the desert, which I assume is closer to their mine. That's me making assumptions. It is cool. And the building is pretty cool too. I like the... Oh. Can't get in. The door's locked. I wouldn't have expected, but reinforced concrete and brick actually kind of goes together a little bit, which I wouldn't have thought. I would have never thought to try that. But hey, that's why I'm not a great builder. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself that I didn't pollute to the point that I wrecked Teru's farm up here. I made it a point to not pollute Teru's farm with my oil field. which is right here. Fuse is here, just lurking. I will be going to your place to buy coal later, Fuse. So you'll get to see what you built. Well, I'm sure you've seen what you built, but I want to go see the one thing that I feel like I need to show, other than Mario. There was two things I felt like I needed to show. Mario was one, and Xandra's truck is the other one. But yeah, there's definitely some people lurking, and that's fine. Not I'm okay with that. All right, so we got 100, which is actually 200 epoxy. Uses up a lot of my barrels and a lot of my food. Oh, I'm craving campfire roast. I do not have any of those on me, fortunately. All right, yeah, God, so much food. But I mean, most end game professions use a lot of food. It's not just oil drilling. So was that 143 barrels that freed up, I think? So let's fill those back up. So for anybody who's not familiar with oil drilling, basically to make the 200 epoxy cost me 200 barrels, but I get 143 of them back. So it really cost me what? 57 barrels, which isn't bad. But it's also a lot of food, right? It's the thing with oil drilling, because the barrels make the barrels is a lot of food, and then you got to fill the barrels, and then you got to anyway. You're working and playing, yeah. That's you, right? The other person who's on, yeah. Ooh, should I go show your castle today, iTrunix, or would you rather I waited till the weekend when it was closer to being done? Or is it done? We got Deanie's Ashlar. Obviously, obviously work in progress. It is at a store at the moment. It's 2:18 a.m. Oh yeah, you're in Australia, aren't you, Caleb? Australia or New Zealand? Down there somewhere. Yeah, if you have school tomorrow, you should probably go to bed. I agree. And we got Government Store 3. Oh, I didn't realize that. And once again, I want to thank Katie for building all the government buildings for me before the server started, and for being an admin this run, and Edible for being an admin this run. Edible was a big help, because he helped me with law stuff as well as, doing government store stuff. But yeah, so yeah, Katie and Edible were a good team for me this run. It's done enough. LOL. Trying to move my house in and add plumbing and all that. Okay. Then we got, I guess I should go right by at Russ's place here. Russ Coleman's place. I like the brickwork on the side here. I know poor Russ had trouble getting it all to be one house. So here's a little pro tip. Do I have any claims on me? Do I have my claim stake? Okay, I do. So I just want to show this off. All right, so somebody has property there. So let's just claim right here. So if I claim right here, right, let's say for the sake of argument, I wanted to expand this claim, right? So what you do not want to do, so let's say I want to make like a 3x3. So all right, so 1, 2, 3, and then you claim back towards where you were. Later, Caleb. Thanks for coming out. Can't weld when you're tired? No, please do not weld when you're tired. So because I worked back towards this property, we go into the map, it considers it two different properties. Now, if I was just making a workshop or whatever out here, doesn't matter, that's two different properties, because they're both my properties. I own them both, right? But the problem was for Russ, is Russ was trying to make his residence, right? Which is obviously his house. Your residence can only be one quote unquote property, right? So like if we go here, you see that's Luchera Square, and this is Luchera Shire, right? So he couldn't figure out why his house, because he had two different properties, why it was only counting half of it. So I had to get him to unclaim. But when he did the unclaim, he did the same thing. Like he worked from here out, right? Whereas if you start at your origin and work out this way, it'll be all one claim. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? That explanation makes sense? Just because it's not intuitive, right? I can understand why Russ couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. It took me a minute to get out there and figure out what was going on for him. Just remember, if you see two different colors on the map, it means it's two different properties. And if you're trying to make it your residence, that's a problem. So, yeah, anyway. I get sidetracked easy. I didn't even see. Speaking of getting sidetracked, look at it. Look at this empty truck. It's supposed to be full of limestone. It's one of the reasons we came out here, is to buy limestone. And then I didn't buy limestone. Let's go buy the limestone. Oh, that's my pet peeve. I wish the stupid... You make angled ramps, you can't have, like... just wish you could make the line in the middle on a ramp. You know what I mean? You need copper pipes specifically, Itrunix? I can make iron pipes. I mean, I can make copper pipes too, but I would have to get copper for that. And I don't know, is there copper bars for sale? There is. So I can make you some copper pipes if you need them, Itrunix. The easiest way is to use the government store. Sorry, what was I talking about when you said that? The easiest way to what? Is to use the government store? All right. You just need not iron. Okay, I will pick up some copper and I will make you some pipes. About how many pipes do you think you need? Approximately. As long as there's enough bars, I'll, no, there's no amount that you can say there's too much, provided there's enough bars. Oh, to do land plot stuff? Oh, and actually, speaking of, yeah, you know what? I should probably amend my tip. There's an even easier way to do it. So let's claim, no, we can't claim because we have the stupid limestone in our hand. All right, so let's claim this land. So the easiest way to do land claim stuff. All right, so we go to Looch Rock, you click here, and then you click edit, and then you're just on this screen, and like, let's say I want to claim all this. I just go boom, 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 boom. I mean, I've showed this off in videos in the past, but that's so much easier than going around with the stupid claim stake and doing it one by one, right? And like, you can even like make it like a 3x3, so you can like, okay, so I'll get rid of all those. Go here instead, like so much easier. Boom, all gone. Submit. So much easier. Anyway, Murdoch's truck. You need about 60 more. Okay, let me drop off this limestone. I'll drop off this limestone, set it to crush, and then I will go pick up some copper bars. Depending on who's, I was gonna say who's cheapest, but really I'll probably go to whoever's closest. Probably nobody close to me. Probably all the people that live out by the snow biome. Yeah. Yeah, I assume that's what you meant. You just confused me with Gov store. Yeah, oh yeah, it's so much easier to do it like that. Which I think I showed that in one of the last videos I did, if I remember correctly. All right, let's jump down to my smelting area. So we got my workshop and house up here, storage area here. And my smelting area is under the storage area, just to maximize, because like all this smelting and rock crushing and concentrating equipment, it all hits all 4 stockpiles, right? Oh, the real estate desk, you mean, is what you're talking about. Yeah. Real estate desk is exactly an easy way to do it as well. Well, it's the same thing. It's just a different way to get into that screen. I actually have quite a bit of stuff in here. Surprisingly. All right, copper pipe. Let's see who... I know Elcirk had some. But Chris Elcirk is not close. Yeah, so Ed's way up north. Circ is there, but it said, okay, I'm pretty sure it's 1-to-1, right? Or close to it. You need 50, 48k. So I'll just buy 100 copper bars or whatever, just so I have enough. Hey, Zach, how you doing today? Yeah, I saw you had joined late, joined the server late after most people had stopped playing, unfortunately. And I will say, Zach, that fountain you made a couple of servers ago is still one of my favorite little builds that I've seen anybody do. That was 2 servers ago, right? I don't think you played last server, if I remember correctly, which I might not. I think it's 7 servers now. Everything just starts blending together. Like, I barely remember server 3 and 4. It's weird. I remember 1 and 2 specifically, but 3 and 4, server 3 and 4 are kind of like the dark times where I still didn't know what I was doing, but I had enough people that it was kind of chaos. Well, I guess server 2, you could probably say that too. Server 2 was messy because it was a big world, bigger than it was needed. Like, considering how many people we had, it didn't need to be that big. And it was 2 continents. So, like, half the people lived on one continent, half the people lived on the other continent. But, like, sometimes you'd need something, you'd have to drive all the way to the other continent. And, I mean, a bridge did get built fairly quickly, but it was still a pain. Whose smelting area is this? Oh, Cody's little smelting area. Okay. Yeah, you didn't play last server. You just got a gaming laptop, so now you're able to play while in bed at night. That's nice. Yeah, I had a decent laptop. Oh, I want to shout out this. I showed this off in one of my last videos, but this is Jasper and Dr. Odakota's place. Looks cool. Oh, and Punch Down. Holy crap, Punch Down. This is all flat steel. This was not like this last time I was up this way. Punch Down is a school of the go big or go home philosophy of eco. Yeah. A few computers ago, I had a laptop, but I mostly used it like it was a desktop. Oh, wow. When did... Wait, what? Wait. This is how you get the kitties? Well, okay, I haven't been up here in a long time. Doesn't this take me to kitties and edibles? I mean, this is Kitty's spot. Now I want to go down. Or am I just misreading the sign? Okay, well, here's Ed's Steamworks. Or is it like a shortcut? I don't know. I'll go back. I got to know where those ramps go. It's gonna bug me if I don't go. Oh, this is a tight corner. I don't like. Okay, that somebody needs to make that corner. Oh, okay, there it is. Who did that? Made that. Oh wow, kitty. Oh, this floating block is like a bug that we can't get rid of. Basically, if you try to make stairs with purple bricks, you get this instead. Just an FYI, which is why there's a little ramp thing here instead of stairs. And actually, Kitty might not want me to be showing this. I think it's not done. Right, which one of these stores Zeds? Too many stores. Or are any of these stores Zeds? Right there. Right here. There we go. Well, that wasn't confusing. You also have a fairly decent gaming desktop, but it's easier with the wife with the laptop. Yeah, I get that. I don't have that problem. Well, I'm not saying having a wife is a problem. I'm the only one that uses my room or my area. So it's easy for me. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's take the bypass road here. Because, I mean, digging this tunnel is not a small job. So, hats off to whoever did it. Kind of crazy. That's a lot of work. I'll make another fan when I get on after work. Cool. No, I just remember, like, because it was pretty early on you built that too, right? Like, it was like near the end of the first week, maybe. I just remember going, wow, that's like just, I don't know. I'm not creative like that. I would never think to build something like that. So for the people who didn't see it, I guess I keep talking about this fountain and I can't show it because it's not on the server, but basically what Zach did is he piped in some water and then had the pipe come up straight and water come out of it. Then he surrounded it with like mortared stone, I think it was. And it just looked really cool, right? Like, because it was early in the game where we didn't have like the actual fountains yet, right? Such a waste of loonies. Yeah, because I think too it was a fair bit of pipe work for you, wasn't it? Like it wasn't. You didn't have like a water. I guess you weren't that far from water, but it was still a fair amount of pipe work for how early in the game it was, like you said. I mean, I've seen people have bigger pipe systems. God, the pipe work Sandman did. I was gonna say last server, but no, it would also be 2 servers ago. The same server that you played, Zach, where he piped in the water and he built a moat, and then he piped water from like half the map and filled his moat with water. I don't even want. And he had this big castle and this giant pier. Anyway, Sandman's an amazing builder. There's so many good builders on my servers. And you have me. I just try to provide the goods so that the builders can build. So this is what I end up with. And I know people are like, "Oh, you're too hard on yourself, Looch. You're a decent builder." Yeah, it is what it is. I know my limitations. I'm comfortable in my old age admitting my limitations. Let's make some pipes here. How much did I pay for these copper bars? Paid 1.25. So we will put the pipes up for 1.25. Beautiful. Those should be ready. About 10 minutes, Itronix. I should have 50. 20 for the full 100, but you said you only needed 50. All right, so let's eat a campfire roast. And we need some protein. So let's spam some more campfire roasts. It's weird. Like, at this point, I don't really need to have a high XP bonus. I guess I get another star in 2 days. I have no idea what I'd spend that other star on, though. Right, I think I was gonna go... We've shown Sandman's Tower before, so this is also Sandman's. Work in progress. I think this is Sandman's, yeah. Like, I'm giving Sandman credit anyway. But obviously extremely work in progress. Like I said, Sandman's on vacation. He's away from computer. You're welcome, Intronix. That is not a problem. I mean, realistically, I probably should have had stuff like that in stock anyway. But just with my playtime being so limited for the last couple weeks, I've tried to keep steel in stock. I tried to keep steel and glass in stock, and everything else was just kind of pushed to the wayside. So we got Simon and Ubuntu's area here. We got the mansion. We got the bakery. This is like their starter house, starter workshop that they kind of left. They left their trucks parked on the road. I think somebody ran into this one until it fell off the side. Find this game so well thought out, and the fact that you've started this community through YouTube is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's great. Like it's a really fun community. Oh, there's somebody who just joined today. Cohen God? I don't know how to say that. I don't know if you're watching, but then we got Hans Kork's place. This is the black brick. Right, is this black or gray? I find it hard to tell them apart. Okay, that is black. The black bricks go really well with lumber. Like you wouldn't think. It's things like that, I guess. I would never think to go, maybe I'll mix black bricks with lumber. I would never think to do that. And that's why I'm not a great builder. But all this stuff I've showed in videos before, so that's why I'm kind of just showing it quickly. Trying to focus on stuff that's new that I hadn't showed. We got Icebox's Pizza Place. I kind of like this one here because it's just pizza. Nothing else, just pizza. Tasty tropical pizza I find delicious, so let's grab 10 of those. That'll be my source of carbs. And I think just, yeah, some of the other food here. Problem is they're a baker, and like there's very few baking food that I like. Like, let's look at this. Bad. Okay. Horrible. Okay. Horrible. Bad. Horrible. Bad. Okay. Literally, none of this baked stuff do I find good or delicious. Zero. Just crazy to me. So yeah, so the bakers have not got much business from me this run, unfortunately. The cooks have, though. Yeah, no, this community, I mean 7 servers now. There's a ton of people that have played on more than one server at this point. And I mean, we've had some butt heads, for lack of a better word. But generally speaking, the buttheads stick around because they don't fit. I mean, we had some drama this run, and maybe I'm judging those people too harshly, but when they left, I didn't cry because, well, I feel bad about it partially because it was a group of people. Like, I didn't ban them. Cohen God is Cohen God, yes. So I said it correctly. So this group of people, I didn't ban them or anything. I just kind of argued with them, and they threatened to leave, and I said, okay, bye. But one of them was definitely a butthead. And I'm sorry if you name if you have a group of people and your names are like almost the exact same with slight variations to tell you apart. Me, you don't get to go, oh, don't judge me by my friend's action. I mean, if you're making yourself a group by how you name each other, you're going to get judged by what the rest of your group does. Bro, speaking of people that have played on more than one server. Yeah. I mean, your drama, Ro, has been relatively minor as far as I'm concerned over the course of the 5 of the 7 servers you played on, bro. I guess there was that one you were on for like first afternoon. Well, you built the government buildings, I guess. That server 5. And I mean, you can make the argument we had some drama with this server. That was me. I was the one being dramatic about the whole price thing. And again, I could talk about it here, but I want to make a video about it specifically about the whole pricing debacle that we had. Why did I come to the crusher? I don't have anything to crush. Quick lime. That's what we wanted to do. We'll eat some pizza. 5, yes, 6 if you count the one day run. Yeah, that's what I thought. Which, I mean, puts you up there. You know, if you're ranking people by how often they played. Josh has played on all 7. Team Priests, who goes by Big T now, has played on 6. Trying to think if there's anybody else that's played on 6. And again, it's not a contest, but I like to acknowledge the people that have played on a lot. So you played on 5. You'll be there on day 1. Next server, Zach. Nice. 2 framed glass doors fuse. These ones? I assume you mean? Here, I'll make like 6. I'm hoping that's the one you wanted. All right. I need some iron now. Trying to think of who else would even have 5 servers, Ro, other than you. Goody, maybe? Goody was on this server for a bit. Goody started on 3. Yeah, Goody would have 5, I think. Josh has all 7. Josh has been on all 7. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people that have played on 3 or more. Thing is, those first 3 servers, or even first 4, the last 3, like servers 5, 6, and 7, have had way more people. But yeah, let me just mention too, like, you play on one server, you know, and then you take a server off, I'm not going to be like mad at you, like, oh, where were you last server? Like, I get it. This game is really time consuming, and you know, you might not have time. You might be playing something else. See, that's why Josh probably just wants to keep playing. He's got to keep his streak alive, right? I feel like there's somebody else. Axel played on 5, maybe. But Axel's also had a couple. Like server 6, Axel started on day 1, but I don't think he played for long. Yeah, no, Axel would have 5 servers too. Oh, I always miss you, bro. Oh, you must not have been in the stream a little earlier when I was checking out Punchdown's workshop, and I said Punchdown subscribes to the go big or go home philosophy of building an eco. Because I know that's also your philosophy. Oh no. The iron, does it end here, or is it just, why is it sandstone? Oh, it's right. So the iron is above now. Okay, well let's just go over here where the iron's easy to get. It is a grind. It is a grind, Zach, for sure. That's why, like, I know sometimes people are like, all right, Meteor's done, let's start a new server. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I need a break. Right? Like, I can't. I'd go crazy if I was just doing eco back to back to back. Plus, for me, it's not only the playing, but I also got to do the server admin stuff. And I also got to try to make content, right? And it can be, the content can be a bit challenging because after 7 servers plus a full single player run, it can be hard to have my content be in any way original. Although I've just kind of given up on that. Like, legitimately, some of the titles of my videos this run might be the same as the titles from like server 3, because I had very similar skills in server 3. But if they're the same, they're the same. I don't care. I'm done. If I'm not going to go back and check my old titles to make sure they're not the same. If I kind of put the title that I think is clever, I'm going to use it. It's just that simple. Just let me ask too, Ro. Well, or not just, this question isn't just for Ro, but how do I sound right now? Like my volume level, is it good? Is it about what it used to be? Because with the new computer, I'm just not sure, how I sound. I should probably buy a skid steer. I'm sure people are watching. It's like, okay, the server's a monthly old, Looch. Why don't you have a skid steer? I don't know. I kind of like just mining sometimes, right? It's just the right level of mindlessness. Like if I'm playing and I'm not streaming and I'm not recording, like I'll throw a TV show up on the second monitor, right? And I just kind of, he's kind of getting Zen mining mode. I don't know. I kind of like it. Yeah, I've dug out a fair bit of iron. Sounds normal? Okay. Perfect. Like I said, I copied over all my audio settings. Basically, I like my old computer. I need a better pickaxe. I mean, I could make it. I am an advanced smelter, but I mean, this stuff only takes one swing, right? It's not like a better pickaxe would really help me. Yeah, I took a picture of all my settings for my mic for OBS. So I remember it took me a while to kind of, get my limiter and my noise gate and all those things. Yeah, I could probably make myself a steel pickaxe, Ro. You're right. The modern pickaxe, though, I think I need the assembly line for that, and I do not have an assembly line at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Jolene. That's the way to do it. Oh, kind of controls for the carts are kind of wonky still. They changed them in one of the updates, and I don't love the new controls, if I'm being honest. Booyah. Yeah, if you want to come see the meteor, Ro, it's going down this weekend. But yeah, the first 2.5 weeks of the server, I would argue, was one of, if not the best server until my computer broke and other things happened. My meltdown. But I'll briefly, okay, I'm going to talk more about the pricing issue in a video, but what happened with the pricing is iron bar prices were stagnant. All the smelters were kind of just letting one person set the price. Well, I'm just trying to think about. I made a hole. Yeah, I'm not going to say who the name is. Anybody who played knows who it was, but they were setting the price. But the problem was their price was wrong. Their iron concentrate price was way too high. They were buying iron concentrate. Was it stuck? Are you really stuck, Cart, just because of that? I mean, they were at 2. Like the iron bar was 2. It wasn't, exorbitant, but his buy price for iron concentrate was 5. It was the same as it was on day 1. I was making iron concentrate. He went smelting first, so he didn't have mining, right? I got to figure out how to get this out of here, though. Why would you move? Like, it's not like the wheels are in the hole. How about now? Nope. Is it because I'm in the hole? All right, sorry. Distracted me from the price talk I was trying to have. Oh, were you sell? Oh, you were, yeah. You and Ishmael, I think, were selling iron concentrate. I got to figure out this. I got to fill this hole. I could probably fill this hole in with some of these tailings. All right, so yeah, iron concentrate price. On day one, I was selling iron concentrate because I was a miner on day one. And the iron concentrate price stayed at 5, and the iron bar price was being based off the wrong iron concentrate price. So everybody else, all the other smelters, just kind of shrugged and matched the price, myself included. But like, I wasn't buying iron concentrate at that price. I was buying iron ore, but primarily I was digging my own, right? Because nobody was really selling me iron ore. So I made a killing off smelting, right? So, and this is where it's my fault, right? I should have said something about the price. But again, it wasn't. It was 2. It's not like we were. It's not like the price of an iron bar was 5 or something ridiculous, right? The problem was, what happened is this person who had kind of been setting the prices. But I think, actually, let me back up a little bit. And this is kind of an explanation for people who weren't on the server. So, last server, and I'm going all the way back to last server, the farmers got in a price war, and it made it so that none of them could make money because they were undercutting each other, and it was not good. So this run, we had too many cooks. The cooks agreed to not price cut each other, right? For the good of them collectively. Because they didn't want to end up like the farmers from last server. And I get that. But it was a public conversation. Sorry, excuse me. This whole not price cutting thing. So I think that kind of put in everybody in the mentality of, oh, I can't price cut. But the thing is, there's more than one kind of, yeah, crab popcorn. There's more than one kind of price cut in eco. There's, let's call it volume price cutting, right? Where you're charging 2 for iron bar. I'm going to charge 1.9, and I'll make that money back because I'm going to sell more than you are, right? That's like, I guess you could argue just based off greed, or, well, not greed. Greed's the wrong word. It's just based off, I don't know, supply and demand, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, look, people can do that if they want, but it's risky. If you undercut like that, you run the risk. If they match you, do you undercut again? But what if they undercut you? Right? If it keeps happening, all of a sudden nobody's making a profit, right? So it's risky. I discourage people from doing that, but if they want to do it, they can do it. Like, it's not like it's a rule. It's more of a suggestion. But, and I know you like to do that, Ro, and it's fine. Again, no, it like the farmers did it and it blew up in their face, right? Right, but if the risk is if people keep doing it to each other, eventually nobody's making a profit, potentially. And you could argue that, you know, then prices will start rising back up, but like the farmers last server, they didn't. The price didn't rise back up, you know what I mean? So it wasn't good for the farmers. Anyway. So that's why the cooks this server, part of the reason why the cooks were price matching. And it's kind of also why everybody on the server was hesitant to undercut each other's prices. But there's a second type of undercutting that I'll call corrective undercutting. So if I take smelting and there's already somebody else smelting, and I see what their price is, but it's like, it's wrong, or it's just has an extremely high profit margin that's more than it should have, right? If I undercut it, I'm not undercutting, you know, to sell more. I'm undercutting because their price is wrong, right? But because everybody was so scared of, you know, competitive undercutting, that nobody did any corrective undercutting either. So prices, and it was supposed to be just for food, but prices of like everything were stagnant this server. They just stayed. So what happened was the person that was setting the iron price, they got a skid steer. And in their mind, that means the base price of iron ore should be very, very low. The base price of iron ore was basically 0.2, 0.25 for the server, right? This person thought that because it's skid steer, and I get it, skid steer makes getting ore easier. In their mind, though, they wanted to drop the price of iron ore to like 0.05 or 0.1. Actually, they wanted to do 0.05. I think Edible talked them out of that and raised it up to 0.1. But then he decided to recalculate all his prices based off this iron ore price. So he corrected his iron concentrate price. The problem was the price he landed on after all that for iron ore, for an iron bar, was 0.3. Now keep in mind, it had been 2. He wanted to drop his price to 0.3. And it's like, okay, I mean, you can put your price as you want, but if everybody else matches, like, it's so low. Like, the profit margin, if you're doing a 30% profit margin and you're only charging 0.3, that means the profit for that is less than 0.1 per bar, right? So if you think about it, if a skid steer costs you 2,000 loonies, you would need to sell 20,000 iron bars at that price, at that profit margin, to make your money back or to pay for your skid steer. I'm sorry, you're probably not going to sell 20,000 iron bars. It's like, and that's what I was trying to say. And like, it also, because iron is used in so many things, you're like resetting the entire economy. So it would suck for somebody like myself. One of the reasons I was upset, I just invested all this money. Yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. I invested all this money to get into oil drilling, right? Like I'd spent thousands and thousands of loonies. Like I think it was probably $3,500 easily to get my oil drilling set up. But I bought everything based off that iron bar price too, because that's what all the prices were based off. And I'm sure most people stopped listening a long time ago. Plus, I've been kind of all over the place. But now all of a sudden, if the iron bar price is in the tank, all the prices are going to come down, including oil, because the big thing with oil is, you need iron for your barrels, right? Yeah, exactly, bro. 20,000 iron bars makes like 250 skid steers. So like if I spend 3,000 or 3,000 plus loonies to set up iron, and then all of a sudden, or to set up oil drilling, or if somebody like was getting into electronics or industry, like any of those things, and then all of a sudden the economy basically gets scaled way down, that person's never going to be able to get that investment back. Or, well, not never, but it would take forever. And it's just like you can't drop the price that much at once. That was my contention. The problem was I was having a bad day that day from real life stuff, partially because my computer fan was like constantly, right? And I apologize for everybody's ears there. But and there was other things in real life happening that were upsetting me. So I kind of had a big temper tantrum about this whole price thing. And like the person who set that price, I'm not mad at them, right? It was my own fault for just letting that price of 2 go. And I was very harsh at them, trying to convince them that the 0.3 price was a bad idea. So I haven't seen them. So I don't know. I'm assuming I scared that person off, which is unfortunate because I liked that person. But it was stupid to me. Like it just didn't make sense. But I was complicit in it, right? I never said anything when the price was 2. Right? Yeah, well, but I mean, yes, bro, but if you're mining, but not everybody mines, right? So it's kind of tough. And I mean, it's part of the game, but it makes it hard for people who have less time to play, right? But I agree. If you're mining your own materials, if I'm mining my own materials, but you're buying your iron from somebody, obviously I can price more competitively. But I always match that person so that they don't get locked out. But that's me as the server administrator talking, right? I try not to undercut just in general because I don't have problems selling stuff. People come to me because it's my server. I'm the YouTuber, right? People will come to my shop. People will prioritize buying from me over other people. And I realize that. So I try not to undercut because people are going to come to me anyway, right? I don't want to, you know, lock people out. But yeah, I mean, the game, especially for somebody like you who like has experience with economics, I'm sure that side of the game is really interesting. But for me as a server owner, oh, that side of the game is just a headache, right? All it does is cause drama and problems and headaches. But it's part of the game. But it got, yeah, when you think it's overpriced. But again, that was my problem. I was struggling to make money as a glass worker. I was making money, but I was reinvesting it into my shop and stuff. So when I got the smelting, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna match this price, even though I know it's a bit high, because I want to make some money. Not so much greed as just laziness and a little bit of greed, I guess, to be fair. But anyway, so that was I had a big temper tantrum about it in Discord. And then it was my mother's, I had the big temper tantrum. Then it was my mother's 75th birthday. So I just was like, okay, well, I'm at a Discord for 3 hours. And then people had a sometimes contentious conversation about pricing. Because the problem was too, which led to, there was multiple people that kind of stopped playing that day. Right. And I started the whole thing off because I threw a temper tantrum. So I feel bad because of that, right? Because other people complained that the cooks their food was overpriced, and it kind of was, because they agreed to not price cut. They, they didn't agree to not price cut, but they were getting like better advanced upgrade modules, but they weren't dropping their prices there because they agreed not to undercut each other. So it ended up, and like I think the farm goods and the milled goods prices dropped, and they didn't drop their prices. So all of a sudden, the cooks were overcharging for everything. But because they agreed to price match, every cook was overcharging for everything. And that made some people upset. And I understand why. But anyway, it got messy. It's like, I don't want to have to set prices like for the server, right? I mean, and to some degree, the government store kind of does set prices for the server. Like, last server, for example, people complained that the government store was buying basic rocks for 0.1, because that meant that sets the price for those, which also sets the price for crushed stone, which sets the price for other things like roads and stuff. And I agreed with people that, okay, so this time I put the price at 0.05. So that price of crush to be less to kind of set the tone. But then people complained that, digging wasn't profitable because the government only pays 0.05. So it's like, I can't win. I just can't win. Anyway, so that whole debacle is a good word for it, with the pricing. It's just, I mean, it wasn't good in general, but it was also terribly timed, because after that point, I was barely on, because my CPU fan was either, it's at some point it just stopped working completely. So I'd log in like half an hour, do what I needed to do, and log out before my computer literally melted, right? It's basically what I was doing. Elevator's too slow sometimes. I just jumped down. Anyway, is what it is. I have no hard feelings from anybody over it. If anybody out there, like, because again, it was as much my fault as anybody else's. I was complicit in the high smelting prices, because I know even Edible mentioned it to me. Edible's like, Iron bars should be lower, but I don't feel like. See, bro. I don't think prices of stuff should drop just because you have a skid steer. The other thing with that is I don't, and this is just my laziness talking, but if you change the price for rocks, that changes the price for crush, that changes the price for roads. That means that every time that price changes, I got to go change the law. I got to change the payout for placing roads in the law, and I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm anti skid steer, just in general. Like part of me wants to ban skid steers. I don't like skid steers. I don't think just because you have a skid steer, the price should drop. And I understand it's easier to get stuff, but yeah. I mean, and I get it. It will eventually drop the price because of supply and demand, but I don't like the mentality that, oh, I have a skid steer, I'm going to drop the price. Now, if your mentality is, oh, I've had a skid steer for 4 days and now I have thousands of rocks in my shop, so I'm going to drop my price. That's different, right? I just don't like the mentality of the second I get a skid steer, I drop my price. I don't know. It's a mess. Yeah. Anyway, and this is part of the problem for me with eco because, like this run especially, like I was the only glass worker. I took glass worker with my second star. I was the only person that did that. Right? So there was like 5 days where I was the only glass worker. And even then when we picked up a couple glass workers, it was a couple people who weren't miners. So they had trouble making glass at first. Right? Um and this whole skid steer part, this is just my opinion. Like I know other people feel differently, and that's fine. I'm not saying I'm right and they're wrong. It's just how I feel. I don't know. I just don't like the skid steer. So yeah, so I was the only glass worker for a while, so I was constantly trying to keep glass in stock, and people, because we have the colored glass mod on, people were constantly buying my glass. So like, I'm trying to do server admin stuff. I need to play a ton, and nobody was selling limestone, nobody was selling sand, or at least not in quantity. So like, I was constantly just down under my beach, digging out sand, digging out limestone. And then I got to worry about server admin stuff. And then I got to try to come out with a video every day, right? Like I can't just record myself digging sand out of my beach every day, right? Nobody wants to see that. So it's hard. It can be hard for me. Because I like eco, but the other problem with eco is eco's not a big game. Right? Like each eco video, I know it's going to do pretty well, right? I know what I can expect for views on eco. And it's going to do like if I do some random let's play for some new game that comes out, probably eco is going to do better, right? Not a lot better, but it'll do better. But with the new game, it has a chance of like doing extremely well. Whereas eco doesn't. It's just going to be eco. I mean, 7 servers deep at this point, right? I know what to expect. And just to some degree, it's like I kind of ask myself, is it worth the time? Right? But on the other hand, I'm not going to throw this community away, right? Like, I won't stop eco, but the problem is I think next eco run, I need to make sure I don't take a profession that's needed. But the problem is when I see a gap, I'm like, well, I better fill that gap, right? For the good of the server. I don't know. It's too much. It can be too much. But like, we'll see. See what happens. But yeah, like I said, I've built this awesome community. I'm not gonna just stop doing eco and throw this community away. And I mean, not only that, but like almost all my patrons for Patreon, almost all of them are from Eco, right? Like I'm not gonna slap those people in the face either by stopping Eco. Just I may scale back how much I play, and I do have people helping me with the admin stuff, but I'm hesitant to let them have full reign. Although the two people like Edible and Katie, I trust them to do the job in the past, but other times I've had other people kind of be the admin, and they had their idea for what makes a good server, and I had my idea for what makes them a good server, and there was some overlap, but there was also some non-overlap, right? And that led to and I mean, neither one of those people play on my server anymore, right? Like, there's a reason for that, because we didn't get along. Let the server run its course. You take fertilizers and cutting edge cooking. I could, because yeah, like so, like this server, like I said, the glassworker thing was stressful early on, and now I'm one of the only smelters left because I scared the other smelters off. Edible still smelts, but Edible's busy with some other games right now, right? He just logs in for little bits and pieces here and there. Looks like I'm the only smelter. Yeah, in a perfect world though, Ro, like they would do it all and I wouldn't have to, or perfect for me at least. But I feel like if I'm trusting somebody to do it all, it's almost like I would need to pay them or give them something. You know what I mean? Whereas like Edible and Kitty, like they're patrons, they're paying me. I am not going to ask them to run my whole server. You know what? If that makes sense, I don't know. But I feel like if I can just play less, just do like a video every second day. It's cooking. I mean, it does technically have a use now for biodiesel or whatever it's called, right? It's called ethanol. Yeah, I think next run I'm gonna try to play a little less, but I say that every time and then it doesn't work. So yeah, ethanol. Cutting edge cooking makes ethanol, which is used for biodiesel. Biodiesel used to just be fat in barrels, but now you need ethanol, which is cutting edge cooking. So it does technically have a use. I know last run I was gonna research it. Like I even got the I think it was modern smelting or modern engineering. Like I got the parts from Edible. I got Edible to make me the parts, to research it, and then I just didn't. Never did. I mean, there's different ways you can help with admitting. There's just helping to manage the government stores. Like if you just want to do that because you're on a lot too, would be good, bro. Um, because most of the law stuff, like Edible helped me out with that this run. Well, like Kitty mostly just does, you know, uh, government store stuff, or in like she's on when I'm not. You know, she'll do like if somebody gets a needs somebody's truck moved, you know, or like if she sees drama, she'll take a screenshot and send it to me. Um, yeah, no, I mean, for anybody watching, I will always, I'm always looking for more people to help me admin. And if you are an admin, you're considered a patron for the purposes of getting on an hour early, if that's something that matters to people. All right, so let's go check out Xander's truck. It's the one other thing other than the Mario that I really want to show. Yes, Streeter. We have the colored bricks mod here. Let me go show the colored bricks. The government store manager. Yeah, we could. Although with the elected positioning game thing, because to be a gov store, you need to be made an admin. I don't know if you can tie being an admin to the government store. All right, well, anyway, so here though, for the street or anybody else is curious, I got a stupid things in the way. This is the colored glass. So The mod, it has colored glass, colored bricks, and colored reinforced concrete. This one on the end, this is what normal glass looks like. Then we got white, yellow, red, purple, green, brown, blue, black, pink, orange, and gray. That's the colored glass. And where did I leave my truck? Right there. Actually, I'm just going to fly down over to untamed toxicity. So this is all the different colored bricks here. But yeah, it is a mod. You got you can just give access to the property in the store, but you got to give them a dev tool, right? So they can zap the things though, right, Ro? And then they have to have the ability to make new stockpiles. Although I guess I could just have a chest with stockpiles for them. Yeah, so we got blue, bricks, brown, orange, dark red, pink, purple, green, yellow, red, which is slightly different from normal bricks. This is normal bricks. And that's the red brick, and white, which is what I did. So I think my house was white bricks with a red brick roof. But yeah, that's how we do it, Ro, with access. Like, I have access, but there's an admin command too. It's just property add and property remove. Like, I can sell to this government store, but not the other two. Yeah. But we kind of do that already, Ro, with everybody having one government store they can sell to. But you can give yourself access and take access away with an admin command. It's just property add and property remove. A landfill, a bedrock. Yeah, I mean, the whole government store thing, I kind of like it, but it's not a perfect system. And I know, like, in the past, you know, people, like, if I let's say the tailor's making the fancy clothes, right? So I put a buy order into government stores to sell the old clothes. Like, I got to be careful with the price, because there was one run where I was giving too much money if you brought me like your old boots and belts, and somebody was just making the boots and belts and selling them. But I mean, at the time, it was late in the run after the meteor was gone. There was barely anybody playing. So they were doing that because it was probably the only way they could make money. So I wasn't upset about it, but it was like, it was annoying though, because when that happens, it's more work for the admins to clean out the government store. And hey, Jerry, you love my content? If doing a video every day is too much, maybe stream. Could leave it. Someone said, yeah, I tried that kind of, like, and that's the thing. How does the game look with the stream? With my old computer, it looked like garbage. If I'm being honest, I just couldn't stream. But with the new computer, I might be able to. Hopefully. All right, so we got this your store, Zach, I think. Is this your store? Yeah, that's what I thought. Because yeah, we technically don't have any active cooks anymore, but they have they're pretty well stocked. I have definitely bought stuff from you though. Got some seared meat. I'm pretty well. Yeah, I'll probably be buying buy some more stuff later. It looks good. Okay, good. Then, yeah, well, this is not what I came to see, but that's impressive as well. Because yeah, last run I was gonna stream, like day 1 and day 2 I streamed, and it just looked like garbage. All right, where is the truck? I wanna. Okay, there's the truck. Okay. So I'm gonna back into it again, make sure it loads. Wait, is this the truck? Yeah, this is the truck. So this is the Xander build. Probably one of my favorite builds ever on any of my servers. Look at this. There's even a driver in there. He's got a drink in his hand. Look at that. Look at this thing. It's like the full truck. Funny thing is, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's Optimus Prime. Then I was like, no, you know what? I think it's meant to be the in-game truck, but either way, whether it's Optimus Prime or the in-game truck, look at the mirror. Look at that. And like these even look like the crates in the back of your truck. Oh, and here's what the colored reinforced concrete looks like if anybody was curious. Which I haven't really seen a lot of people. Hey, LG, that's me. And Xandra. Credit where it's due. Support your local libraries. Oh, and look, functional. It's functional storage too, folks. Or functional boxes. Workshop, storage. Oh, I mean, just chef's kiss. Look at this thing. I agree, Murdoch. It's crazy. I'm not sure. Oh, I was gonna say I'm not sure why it's in water. That's why it's in water. So it's got turning wheels. Oh, is this why this Xander was asking the other day if solar generators gave more power if they were like actually exposed to the light? This must be why. Look at this. Actually has functioning axles down here. I don't know. This is actual brake lights. Insane. Insane. Actual seat too for the little fella or little driver. Hope I don't get bit. Ah! No, if I was still doing, I think it was like server 2 and 3. I had a contest for like best build. I was giving away Steam gift cards. I stopped doing that because I was like, okay, I'm losing money on these eco servers. I was giving away like $70 in Steam gift cards. Yeah, this is okay. So I'm assuming it took her. Trying to think, like how long, Atronix, remember when I was over here helping you because your truck like went in the water or whatever? How long ago was that? Because I feel like she was just starting it then, right? I don't. I think she's just in the last. It was in the last 2 weeks for sure. Like it's not. She didn't start at like day one for sure. Like I know it came up suddenly for me because I hadn't been by here in my limited playtime. Then I came by and I was like, what the heck is this Optimus Prime? But yeah, so I assume this is more of a Damo build here. This might be Xander too. I don't know. Like I don't. It's some combination of Damo and Xandra. Week or so ago. So yeah, so it wasn't here then, right? Like I think she was just starting it. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's mostly a recent thing. Got Misson's little gas. I like this. What is this? Framed? Is this framed glass? Yeah, it is framed glass. Nice. We got Chris L's spot. Although again, I don't want to do a full server tour today. So I'm gonna do a full server tour on the weekend when we shoot after we shoot the meteor down. I'm gonna do a full server tour, whether that's Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, I'm glad the stream looks good. Because here's the thing with eco. Well, like, is my server not good enough? Is that the problem? Is my computer not good enough? Is that the problem? Is my internet not good enough? Because I just have like cable internet because I'm out in a rural area that doesn't have fiber ops, so my internet's garbage. Is eco just not optimized well, or is it a little bit of the above? So I know I can tell now that obviously the computer was a big factor because I definitely think it looks better. She's been doing it the last few days. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so much. Well, that's the thing. Like as I flew around, I kept like seeing extra details. And actually, there's something I showed off earlier that there's way more people watching now than there was. So I'm gonna go back up here. 1193.69. Nice. And we're gonna show this off. Let's look the right direction. We have 1 gig download, 800 up. I hate my internet. It's so bad. That's what happens when you live out in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not in the middle of nowhere. Like I live just outside of a small town of 15,000 people in Canada's smallest province. So there's a thing on the map view for you near my place. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go over here because the tree's kind of blocking it, but we have Mario. Like this is a hood design, credit where it's due. But this is all the colored bricks, right? All the new colored bricks plus some mortar sandstone. That's amazing. Like that's awesome. I know just one day I was driving up to this is my old platform. I was driving up to my old platform. I was like, what is Mario doing up here? Think cable is bad. Try living in woods using wireless internet. Yeah. Well, when I first moved in here, the cable company, Eastlink, in where I live, Eastlink, you're burying fiber right now in a town of 1,200. Well, technically, this whole province, they've promised to get fiber everywhere. It's just so they're always doing fiber somewhere. It's just not here yet. But when I first moved in, we had to get DSL. The cable company was like, your house is too far from the road. You can't do it. It's like, ugh. So we had DSL, and it was so bad. Like put it this way, I was researching like wireless or satellite internet. I was looking into it because the DSL was so bad. And then my sister, I live with my sister. I rent a room from my sister. I know. I'm a 44-year-old man. I shouldn't be living with my sister, but I do. It is what it is. I don't care. She's a pharmacist, and she just happened to be talking to somebody at her work who worked for the cable company, was like one of their technicians. And he was like, well, how far are you from the road? You know, they were talking about it. And he's like, no, I can make that happen. So he came out and he made it happen. And as much as I might complain about my internet now, it's night and day better than it was. I think this is where my house is. I think this is the coordinates to teleport. So yeah, so I'm hoping to get fiber op out here eventually. This is not my house. Did I do them backwards? Oh, I did them backwards. Of course, I could probably just walk from here. No. Why won't it let me do it? Or can you only do it? Is there cooldown on TP? Ooh, okay, let's let the world load in. All right, so Itrunix says something at his place, which is here. Oh, there we go. Nice. My logo. And for anybody who doesn't know, the coloring in my logo, it's supposed to match the Bruins logo, right? Like if you see with the B has the yellow around it. Yeah, that's why the logo is that color. Just if anybody was wondering. But thanks, Tronix, for that. Oh, that's what you do on a daily basis, Zach? Well, if you're ever on Prince Edward Island, come give me fiber op. I know that's not how it works, but all right. What's the plan now? How are we doing on stuff? We got some rebar being made. What do we need? Got to keep the steel flowing. I could go start building my beach house. I have a claim. Oh, I hate how you can't scroll the map while you're on an elevator. It just takes you back. Or while you're on a moving elevator. Right here, I think, is my claim. Yeah, right here. For beach house. I kind of for oh, Middle Tennessee. Well, that is definitely not Prince Edward Island. That is a long way from Prince Edward Island. Um, yeah, I was gonna build a beach house here, and then that's when my computer problems started. So never going around to it. I never even really decided what materials I was going to use. What's available for materials right now? Welcome back to the lands of active Republic. I did see you in comments earlier. Yeah. All right. So there's 162 limestone, Ashlar. How bad is pollution? I will check. It shouldn't be bad, Jerry, because, like I said, the last week or two, people haven't been playing so much because, I mean, we're a month and a half in. We're over a month in at this point. I will show the pollution map here in a sec, though. There's some shale, there's some sandstone, some more limestone, more shale, some basalt. No nice, though. Yeah, I think, weren't you trying to make Ashlar nice? Beach house demands palm tree. So let's take a look at composite palm. I feel like I'll have to ask for that. No, there's a couple hundred. I mean, that's a start. And I want to have like big open windows, right? With that'll be flat steel, right? The nice seamless glass. So I'm just gonna drive down there and just kind of talk about what I was thinking about doing. So I don't know if Sandman or Chris L, if you're watching, or Bogo or anybody else makes composites. I agree with Row. Composite palm. You need like 750 ashlar. Nice. Um, have you managed to locate a nice one? Where's my truck? It's right here. No. Oh, where did I leave my? Anybody? Does anybody remember where Looch left his truck this time? Did I drive my truck out there? I left my truck out there, didn't I? It's like my truck's like right here, isn't it? I think. Steam trucks. Here's another tip. If you can't find your steam truck, put it in the chat. Mouse over it. Steam trucks in the world. Find your steam truck. Click on it. Yep. That's Z Simone's shop. Right where I left it. All right. Pollution. I told Jerry I would show the pollution. Shouldn't be too bad, like I said, because not a lot of people playing. So I got some air pollution because I've been smelting pretty hard. A little bit of my oil field. Yeah, other than that, just not really any air pollution. Dude, where's my car? Exactly. Ground pollution. I got some ground pollution there. Republic, do you still have tailings, a big stockpile full of tailings in your yard? Yeah, you've had that for quite a while. Not that it matters. I mean, you're in the desert. It's not like there's anything. Well, you might kill off whoever's tree farm this is eventually. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, not a lot of pollution. Just because, like I said, we're not super active right now. First 2 weeks of the server, 2.5 weeks, were super active. But then we just reached a point where, I wasn't on as much. We had that whole kerfluffle with the pricing. Just, it is what it is. All right, so let's teleport to where my car is. 540, 1063. Oh, somebody's driving by. It's in a tunnel. Don't ask which one. Yeah. I think it's right. Yeah, right by Zach. Yeah, exactly where I left it. All right. Let's go look at my property. Actually, I think I need to flatten it a little more too. My property where my beach house is going to be. Just while I'm here, because he's in chat, or he or she, Fuse. I love Fuse's builds because I like the builds that look like a real life house. I kind of like. So Fuse has got a good one here. I also liked the one that Palm Perry posts ahead. That I think I drove right by it when I was going to my iron mine. I probably should have showed it because it's one of my favorite builds. But I like Fuse's. Fuse had a really nice house last server too. Actually, okay, got to remember where my truck is. But I want to go show off Palm Perry's thing here. 975, 895. For a guy who said that he wasn't going to do a server tour today, I sure am showing a lot of the server off, aren't I? Oh well. All right, let's let the world load in. So yeah, this is Untamed Toxicities. I'm sure he had plans. I haven't seen him on though. Anyway, let's look. Yeah, look at this little house. Right? Like this is nice. And it's just brick and lumber and glass, question mark? Yeah, just tier 2 building materials, right? It's not even like high-end stuff. Little outdoor eating area, kitchen, like yeah, I'm collecting talented builders as I go. Early on, I'm trying to think of the first server. Well, we had Row on the first server, is a good builder. But did anybody else even have anything nice on the first server Row? Like honestly, people were mostly just building functional stuff, right? On server 1. Yeah, I've definitely been. What is that? Oh, that's Spirit and Grunt's place. I've not been up here in a while, clearly. But again, I'll after the meteor on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day it ends up being, whichever day is better for more people, I'll come. I'll do a full server tour. Yeah, you really started building on like second server. Yeah, you had your marble or your limestone. You had your limestone palace. That was on server 2, right? Your original palace, I think. Oh yeah, there was a couple big tunnels on the first server. There's my truck. Dude, where's my truck? It's on Turnix, Republic, When God. It was a hut. No, it was not. There was nothing humble or hut-like. That was a palace, Row. It was a hum. I like the driveway here. I like the crushed stone driveway. That breaker put in. Limestone humble home. I don't know how many people were around, either playing or watching server 2. There was nothing humble about Rose Palace. When did you get into this game? Yeah, almost a year and a half ago now. Wait, what's this road? Well, this road's done. Well, I originally bought this game a few years ago, and I tried to play it with a couple of real life buddies that we usually game for a couple hours in the evening together, but they didn't really like it. So when I started doing YouTube, I was like, well, I'm going to do a single player run of that eco game. That was about almost a year and a half ago. And then that series did really well. So I started doing the community servers, and they've been going on for a little over a year now. Yeah, so because basically server runs for a month, then I take a month off. The server still runs, just generally not a lot of people play. Not a lot of people play. Words are hard. Or did I say them right? Anyway, but not a lot of people play after the meteor, but the server stays up until the next one's. We're ready to start the next one, but it's usually month of good, consistent play, then a month of downtime, and that just repeats. And there's been larger breaks. I think after server 4, in particular, I was really burned out, if I remember correctly. And it was like month and a half, almost 2 months between server 4 and 5. And then server 5 might have been, it's up there for one of my favorite runs for sure. It was the first one where it really had a lot of people. Like I think server 5 I even had more people than this run. How many total people logged in this time? So we had 96 total people, right? These 4 plus 92 more. We had 96 total people log in. We had well over 100 on server 5. But like for the first 2 weeks, like we still had like 50, 60 active people 2 weeks in on this server. It lasted really long. Probably high activity areas. It still bothers me that this thing is work in progress and doesn't do anything. Like, how hard would it be to just add a simple little speed boost or something to it, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game developer, but I feel like that's not something complicated. Like, you could just add something simple and you could change it later, right? I don't know. What do I know? So yeah, so this is the site of the beach house. If I ever get around to building it. The idea is come down, maybe a little parking area right here, then just have the house kind of encompass most of the peninsula and have it like look out onto the water, like have like a little dock or like a balcony over the water in at least a couple directions. Maybe have like a room. Yeah, it's a line of code, exactly. Trunix, I'm not a game designer or a computer programmer, but I did take some programming courses. Like I can make very basic Java programs, or I could 12 years ago. To me, that seems like a really simple thing, like a single line of code. But what do I know? But Rose says palm. Would you mix that with ashlar or colored bricks or anything, Ro, or would you just go like straight palm? Oh, the big shovel mod. Yes, you can shovel up 10 things in one shovel load. Oh yeah, I could not use your game designer. So there you go. So I knew what I was talking about, even though I am not a game designer. Yeah, you can hold 10 things in your shovel with this mod. Literally 2 mods on my server: big shovel and the colored bricks / glass / reinforced concrete. And that's it. But I couldn't play without the big shovel now. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to add too many quality of life mods, because I find with quality of life mods, once you use them, it's hard to not use them. Palm and sandstone. See, now I like the way you think, because I think sandstone's an underrated thing. Like, you like limestone, and I agree limestone looks great. I've used granite, as a lot of people do. Um, a lot of people like, is it basalt or shale? Basalt and shale are both really dark, but one of them has a weird texture that people don't like. I think it's basalt. I think people like the shale. Oh, I like the extra wide white lines as kind of a warning that this is about to be a bridge and you do not want to fall off. Ooh, what is this? What is this? Okay, this is your neck of the woods, Itronix. How long has this been here? This is Miss Owens, right? South side? Yeah. Limestone is the queen of stones. How long has this been here? I thought her stuff was on the other side of the road. You played on a lot of mod servers. Only one I can't play without is a big shovel. Okay, well, there you go. Just ones, like, people want me to, like, change it so that, like, stockpile reach is longer. Stuff like that. Like, I feel like with enough planning, you shouldn't need that. Basalt is bluish. Okay. So yeah, is your castle... What's your castle made of, Itronix? It's basalt, right? This is basalt? Yeah, I like the basalt. Some people don't like the texture, right? Like, you see what I mean? Whereas the shale's more, I don't just, it has a different texture. There's a mod that adds disassembly as a skill. That I'm super interested. That would be interesting. Like my house / workshop, I got 4 large lumber stockpiles. Pretty much everything in my workshop, both my workshops, reaches every large lumber stockpile. The only exception is I think my rolling mill only reaches 3. I could probably redo it so it reaches everything. And then I have my smelting area underneath. Everything there reaches all 4 large lumber stockpiles. You shouldn't need more than 4 large lumber stockpiles, right? Oh, and so if you go this way, oh, you're working on it right now. So I should probably not go to your store right now, Iturnix. But, so yeah, to get to Iturnix's store, you got to go down here and then under the road. Like, unless you moved it, but Iturnix's store is over there. But what I've been doing when I come down, like, to buy limestone from you, I just drive off the road here, like, because your store's right here, right? Just drive off the road, and then this is how you get out, which I won't be able to do right now because you're working on it. No, it's all good. Oh, I don't even. Do you even have limestone for sale right now? Yeah, the white brick, the black brick looks nice too. The gray brick looks nice. The other ones they're cool to have, like that Mario, right? Wouldn't be possible without the colored bricks. Yeah, the big shovel is a must. And the other thing with mods too is if Eco gets an update, it might cause a conflict till a mod gets updated. Like I had that problem last server. So I'm a little hesitant to go too crazy mods. I said, let's go drive this way. Yeah, for somebody who said he wasn't going to do a server tour, it seems like he's sure touring a lot of the server. But I just wanted to show off Lazy Sammy's build. Kind of funny, Lazy Sammy, I featured his build. It was a thumbnail, and then I think he stopped playing right after. Yeah, this is the gray brick. I like the gray brick as well. And especially because the last big update, 9.5, I think it was. No, these are the only mods I've ever played with Jerry. They added these different brick forms. Like these curves didn't used to be here. So having the new brick forms and the new colors of brick, a lot of bricks got sold this server. The potters were busy this server. Whose house is this? I'm just kind of... Oh, this is Untamed Toxicity's house? It's easy to get distracted, yeah. Because Untamed Toxicity, I mean, their workshop is here by me. I did not realize Untamed Toxicity had a house way over here. Has this always been Unnamed Toxicity's house, or did he, like, buy it off somebody? Yeah, that's... it's news to me. But the other thing with mods, too, is I like my server to be relatively new player friendly. And I feel like having a super modded server is not what your first run should be. It should be relatively vanilla for your first run. And then, okay, so yeah, this is Untamed Toxicity too. Yeah, does anybody know, has Untamed Toxicity always had this here? I am so out of the loop. Oh, and there's a cool little thing over here I want to show. That Big T and Chloe. I like their dock. This is a nice dock. Probably they had a nicer view before that road was built, probably. Although I will say, it does bug me a bit when people don't put support pillars in. Well, that's another build that shot up overnight. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little better that I didn't know it existed if it shot up overnight. Well, that's why I stopped. I was like, wait a second. Whose house is this? I don't recognize this. Yeah, but Lazy Sammy's got a nice build. Yeah, I hope everybody's ready to see all this again on Meteor Day. So we'll just kind of do a flyby here, but I like the pillars. I love the use of pillars. You moved a week or so ago? Okay, that makes sense. I built the road out to my coal mine there, and then the next day that was there. Okay, there you go. So, yes, the colored glass I'm not as big a fan of, but I mean, it's colorful. It's bright. This is Dude Jensen, yeah. They didn't play for long. They were a glass worker. They're one of the people that came in and tried to take the glass working pressure off me. But I think like they weren't a miner, right? And nobody was really selling limestone or sand. How did I get in here? Okay, I'm trapped. I mean, I'm not really trapped. I could do slash fly. There we go. I really like the pillars here. Vanilla shoveling makes you cry when digging for clay to make bricks. Yeah. Yeah, especially with all the bricks that were sold this server, I'm sure. I'm sure the potters were glad for. Although they probably didn't have to dig for their clay. Their clay was mostly at Matt's place. We'll take a better look at that on Sunday or Saturday. Got Flyboy's place again. We'll take a better look at that on the weekend. El Tozo. Okay, this just me or is my steam truck making weird sounding noises. Better now. That was weird. And then Food for Thought, which is the name of that store. But when I first saw the FFT, I was like, what are they, like a Final Fantasy Tactics fan? I didn't know what it meant because I'm not smart. And then my tunnel. Actually, a lot of people helped me build. I did not do most of the building. Why do I still have dirt in my truck? I should probably sell that to the government store. I have no need for dirt. Go quite a bit slower in reverse. As you should, I guess. Yeah, I love edibles. Glass. Glass building. I wonder, is it edible? Is that based off of real life? I don't know. I haven't seen edible in chat. Is that based off of real life building? In Montreal, I assume? That seems like something edible would do. To based off a real life building. Oh, how full is this government store? Not too bad. Bad at all. All right, perfect. Yeah, I'm not crazy, right? My steam truck's making weird sounds. It's chugging weird. Deal. All right, so yeah, wait, no, let's just. I should probably build a proper garage. Like I built this ramp down because I was gonna like build like an extra mine down here, but I don't actually need this ramp. It doesn't have any function right now. It's just a parking spot for my truck, and that's it. But yeah, so all this there used to be sand and or limestone all under here, and yeah, I've mined out a lot of sand and limestone to make glass mostly, and I guess limestone is used for steel now as well, but mostly glass. I'm sure other people have done more. Don't get me wrong, but I spent a lot of my time down here doing this junk. The weird sound bug. Yeah, with trucks and steam trucks, like they skip. Yeah, I think that's what was happening. I have my in-game sounds like down a bit, so you guys might not be able to hear it, guys and girls might not be able to hear it, but I could hear it, and it sounded like garbage. What am I craving? Craving wild stew. Well, I have some, just not on me. And what do we need? We need protein. I don't think wild stew really gives protein though. We can make all kinds of steel here. good. Eat enough that we can finish this. And then we'll go eat some wild stew. Fill that craving. And make any... I'll probably have to go mine some more iron soon. Yeah, the coal... Fuse and Tintin have been good on stocking coal. Trunix, you've had some limestone. Deanie's had a lot of limestone, so that's not too bad. But Breaking Zombies has had a bit of iron ore, but other than that, I've had to mine my own iron ore. Not that that's like the worst thing in the world, having to actually mine my own stuff every now and then. But, you know, if I could, I would always rather just buy it from somebody because I'm lazy. We should buy some. I'm gonna go buy some whatchamacallit, seared meat. Go buy some seared meat from Zach. Oh yeah, the steam truck sounds bad again. I was hoping once I get out it would kind of reset, but it didn't. It sounds bad. But I mean, I've been streaming for 2 hours. It's pretty much how long I wanted to stream for, so I'm probably gonna end this pretty soon. But yeah, 14 people watching. That's pretty good for my first stream back. I didn't really know what to expect, honestly, having, you know, not made any content for 2 weeks. And it was funny that, like, the first few days, it was like a nice break. You know, not having to worry about making content. I was playing on my Switch a lot, you know, since I couldn't really use my PC. But then it was like, it started to be like, okay, I'm ready for this computer to get here. I'm ready to get back to it. So, you know, gonna keep playing on the Eco server. Gonna make a few more Eco videos or streams. I'm also working on a big project for Stardew Valley. I'm recording. It's gonna take me another at least week, if not 2 weeks, to record for the Stardew Valley project, and then probably another week to edit it. So it's probably gonna be 2 or 3 weeks before the video's out, depending on how much time I put into it, how much time I can commit. But there will be a big, high effort. There's going to be one single video, and it better do good. Do well. Better do well. I hope. But it's going to be like the highest effort video I've ever done. But it's time for me to try something different. I've made a lot of low effort, just, you know, just record for 25 minutes and throw it up as a let's play. I've done that a lot. It's time to try to make some high effort videos. I will put all that I've learned about editing to the test for this one. Oh, why didn't I buy coal while I was out there? I mean, I could go back, but I'm pretty much home now. Although I'm pretty good. I was pretty well stocked on coal. I had like 1,400 when I queued up that stuff, right? Yeah, so Eco stream on the weekend. Be shooting down the meteor. Again, if Saturday or Sunday, if only one of those days is good for you, let me know in the Discord. A lot of people love Stardew Murdoch, so that's why I want to try that. And actually, the very first thing I ever made a video on was Stardew Valley. So I did a long let's play. It was like 88 episodes, I think. It ended up being like it was long. But basically it's 100 days. It's 100. I'm going to do it. There's a theme to it too on top of that, but it's 100 days of Stardew Valley. I'm going to try to keep it to 30 seconds per day, so it'll be a 50 minute video of 100-day challenge for Stardew Valley is what I'm working on. But like I have 10 days recorded right now, and that's it. So I got a lot of work to do. But yeah, Meteor Destruction stream this weekend. I might stream, what's today, Wednesday? I might do another Eco stream. Maybe we'll do a stream to build my beach house. If not this week, we'll do that next week. Yeah, that Stardew video will be coming. I'll probably stream some other stuff here and there. Maybe a let's play. Something. I need to do something other than just work on the Stardew for 2 weeks, right? Like I need, because it's going to be 2-3 weeks before that Stardew video is done. But yeah, I guess I'm a little over the 2 hour mark. That's what I was hoping to do today, is get 2 hours in. We did. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, join my Discord, particularly if you want to check out the server or future servers. So next server will be early mid-August, I would say. It always starts on Saturday, so let's look get my phone. Let's look at a calendar here. This isn't a locked in date, but more than likely be August 13th. I feel like the 6th is a little too early, 20th will be too late. So more than likely the next server will be August 13th if you're interested. The information that you need will be on my Discord. But again, thanks everybody for coming out. Be good to each other. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Enjoy your